The journey of souls. After the event of the Great Explosion, the Big Bang, every soul drew its own map of experience, then incarnated across multiple dimensions simultaneously, some descending in awareness, others ascending. When we say a spiritual descent, we mean a lowering of frequency, a movement away from one's original light toward density, shadow, and forgetfulness. Yet this descent does not always mean that consciousness enters a physical body. Sometimes the fall occurs within energetic realms of lesser purity, such as the lower etheric or mental planes, known in some teachings as the shadow worlds or the barzakh, the in-between. The process can be understood through three main forms. One, descent without matter, but with energetic density. Here, no physical body exists. Yet consciousness experiences separation and duality within dense energetic layers, such as the lower etheric field. The being lives through psychic experiences of fear, desire, or illusion, but not physical sensations. 2, mental or emotional descent. This occurs when higher consciousness chooses to dive into the frequencies of thought or emotion that are detached from unity. It lives in inner division without taking on form. Such a state resembles what philosophy calls thought entities, or souls suspended between planes. 3, descent through reflection or observation. Sometimes the consciousness does not descend directly, but projects a reflection of itself into density to experience through it, as if the soul observes itself in a material mirror without truly entering it. Ancient texts describe this as sending a shadow of light. Thus, yes, there can be a spiritual descent without matter. Yet it remains a descent in awareness, not in physical existence. The difference lies here. Matter slows vibration, transforming perception into time and experience, whereas an energetic descent keeps the experience within the level of feeling and reflection. Without embodiment, many do not realize that matter possesses a limited form of consciousness, even without the intervention of spirit. 1. From the perspective of consciousness and spirit. For matter to descend without a spirit within it means that matter is formed or moves by a kind of programming or energy devoid of conscious presence. In other words, nature functions, yet without self-awareness, like a body that moves without life, or a form without a soul. In this sense, material descent is merely the condensation of energy into form, but the breath of spirit has not yet been infused. This is what the symbolic verse refers to. So when I have proportioned him, and breathed into him of my spirit. Here, proportioning, the material descent is the first act, and breathing of the spirit, spiritual embodiment, is the second. 2. From the perspective of cosmic energy. In certain cosmic phases, energetic patterns can crystallize into matter as empty templates, as if universes give birth to their forms before consciousness inhabits them. These material entities move through repetition rather than awareness, like an automated system operating by a programmed wave, not by a feeling source. This state is sometimes called the mechanical descent of energy, a manifestation of energy into solid form without inner perception. 3. From the inner symbolic perspective. Within the human being, a material descent without spiritual embodiment occurs when the body and mind live disconnected from the inner presence of the soul. The person moves, thinks, eats, and works, yet is not alive in the spiritual sense. Here, matter, the body, action, or reality exists, but the spirit has not yet inhabited it consciously. This condition is what some teachings call the Great Sleep, or spiritual death. The descent has occurred, but the soul has not yet awakened within the form. In summary, spiritual descent without matter equals consciousness descending in frequency without taking form. Material descent without spirit equals form appearing without awareness. The space that was meant to be occupied by the conscious soul becomes filled instead with the shadow. the separated aspect of awareness. It is not necessarily evil, but rather an incomplete reflection of light, an energy that moves without awareness of its source. The shadow, then, is not a separate being, but a forgotten consciousness, a part of the whole that has forgotten its origin, and thus moves with negative polarity. It creates and destroys without balance, acts from fear instead of love, repeats patterns instead of creating anew, imitates the light without truly knowing it. Hence, matter in such a state appears alive outwardly, yet lacks true spirituality. A body animated by the reflection of awareness, not its essence. In cosmic terms, this is expressed as the idea that negative energy, or shadow, sustains the form, but does not give it life. It is like the nocturnal side of creation. It condenses, solidifies, and defines boundaries. But without the spark of spirit, matter remains in a state of sleep, operating through shadow energy until light is invoked within it once again. Thus we can say, material descent without spirit equals the birth of shadow within matter. Spiritual return equals the awakening of light within the shadow.